Hello everyone, in this video I will talk about unexplained historical events. If you are ready, we start. 1. The gorilla who said animals go to a comfortable hole when they die. The beloved gorilla Coco was taught sign language and was able to communicate with people through it. In an interview, Francine Patterson, who was Coco's trainer and the closest human to her, was asked how deep their conversations with Coco would go. She answered it started early on with a conversation Coco had with one of her caregivers about death. The caregiver showed Coco a skeleton and asked, "Is this alive or dead?" Coco signed, "Dead, draped." Draped means covered up. Then the caregiver asked, "Where do animals go when they die?" Coco said, "A comfortable hole." Then she gave a kiss goodbye. This interesting story surprised many and left a lot of room for philosophical debates. 2. The 2,000-year-old body that still has hair, eyelashes, and blood in her veins. Xianzhui, who is also known as Lady Day, was the Marquise of Dai during the Western Han Dynasty in ancient China. Her tomb was found 2,000 years after her death inside a hill named Mawangdui in China with hundreds of valuable artifacts and documents alongside her body. What surprised everyone, however, was how incredibly well preserved her body was thousands of years after her death. Lady Day was found with all of her organs and blood vessels intact. There was also a small amount of type A blood found in her veins, and she still had hair and eyelashes. Scientists found seeds of melon in her stomach, which led them to believe she died during the melon season in summer. This also meant she died within a couple of hours of eating a melon. What surprised everyone the most was the mysterious liquid that her body was soaked in. It was mildly acidic and had some magnesium in it, and it was probably what helped to preserve her body. To this day, scientists still don't know what kind of liquid it was. 3. Man becomes a musical genius after experiencing a head trauma. Imagine waking up one day and finding out you are basically a musical genius even though you haven't practiced a day in your life. That would be pretty amazing, right? Well, a similar thing happened to Derek Amato, only there was a significant price to pay. In October of 2006, Derek suffered from a severe concussion after hitting his head at the end of the pool while diving. After this, Derek suffered from 35% hair loss and some memory loss, but he also acquired a skill that many practice their entire life for. He became a composer. As I shut my eyes, I found these black and white structures moving from left to right, which in fact would represent, in my mind, a fluid and continuous stream of musical notation. Amato explained his condition. It is believed that Derek might be the only person in the world to gain genius-level talent after experiencing trauma, and even though the acquired musical savant syndrome is already known to doctors, usually cases are not as strong as Derek's. For the thundercloud that appears in Australia's island every afternoon. From September to March, every year, a thundercloud named Hector forms nearly every afternoon on the Tiwi Islands in Australia. Hector, also known as Hector the Convector, is known as one of the most consistent thunderstorms. It was named by a pilot during World War II, and it still remains the center of many meteorological studies. Though many meteorologists have studied the interesting history of Hector, they have not come up with a valid explanation on why the thunderstorm keeps appearing. 5. One-of-a-kind 100-year-old Traub motorcycle found bricked up in a wall for 40 years, and it still somehow works. Around 500 years ago, there was a text written in an unknown language and unknown writing system by an unknown author. The name of the manuscript was given in honor of Wilfrid Voynich, a Lithuanian Samogitian bibliophile who bought the manuscript in 1912 in Italy. It is believed that the text might have been written in northern Italy, but that is not sure, and that's basically all that is known about the text. Many cryptographers and codebreakers from World War I and World War II worked on the manuscript, but nobody managed to find out what history facts the text holds. You might think it could have been a joke written by someone on purpose, but there is 272 pages of it. That would call for some hardcore commitment. Recently, there has been a theory that the manuscript is a medical book dedicated to women's health, but the theory was also debunked. If you want more such videos to come, you can subscribe and like.